morning, everybody. My name is Myrick, and I'm here to give you a speech on the Jeep brand and how it started and where it's going. The purpose is to inform you about the Jeep brand and some various topics on the Jeep brand. With war raging in Europe and the United States on the brink of entering World War II, the U.S. War Department put forth a question to car manufacturers to request that they develop a light recon vehicle. The two companies that put their request in was a Bantam Car Company and the Willys Overland Company. The Bantam Car Company design was selected and it was submitted by a freelance designer by the name of Carl Prost. What's incredible about that is that Mr. Prost, who submitted the design that won, actually started and finished the entire design in just 18 hours. As Americans, I think we should have an appreciation for a vehicle that's so deeply rooted in our military history. The Jeep brand has gone through many changes and years of development, but remains an American icon due to its rich history. I've owned two Jeeps and spent many hours researching and reading about different features and capabilities, as well as spending countless hours physically working on Jeeps. During this, we will cover a brief history of the Jeep brand, as well as the iconic Jeep Wrangler and its development, and the current vehicle lineup. The Jeep brand began when the U.S. War Department submitted a request for a small recon vehicle in 1940. The War Department selected a design by Carl Prost via the Bantam Car Company. But this vehicle was in such high demand that the Army's needs entering World War II that the War Department needed a company with large production capabilities. The War Department then allowed other companies to access the designs and the prototypes and take measurements to see if they could improve on Bantam's design and meet high production capability expectations. The first production contract was awarded to the Willys Overland Company, which we know now is currently one of the trim levels, Willys, of the JK Wrangler. And second production contract actually being awarded to the Ford Motor Company, which is no longer affiliated with Jeep. Throughout the duration of World War II, Overland, Willys, and Ford continued to produce Jeeps to the tune of more than 637,000 Jeeps just during the span of World War II. Something worth noting is that the War Department did take care of the Bantam Car Company that lost out on that contract by awarding them a contract to make trailers that would be pulled behind the Jeeps, something that a small car company could actually keep up with. During the war, soldiers used the Jeep for every task imaginable. It was used for troop transport, reconnaissance, moving cargo, as well as an ambulance. Due to the four-wheel drive system, the Jeep very rarely became stuck, but when it did, it was light enough for soldiers to pick it up and get it unstuck. That was one of the military requirements at the time, was to keep the Jeep light enough to be picked up by a couple soldiers. After the war was over, the Jeep went on to the civilian market. The Jeep was then known as the Willys CJ2A, and the CJ standing for Civilian Jeep. Little is known for certain about how the Jeep first got its name, Jeep. The most common theory being that the military code GP, which was thought to be general purpose, but was actually, in fact, G was for government and P was a government code for an 80-inch wheelbase. So the GP, the soldiers would call it Jeep. Now spelled obviously J-E-E-P. What we think of when we think of Jeep Wrangler, or often think of as a Wrangler, which bears the closest resemblance to the original Jeep. The Wrangler has since gone many revisions, upgrades to include the CJ, the SJ, the TJ, the JK, and now the JL, with each variant coming with its own cult-like following. Each model updating its technology and features but remaining true to the Jeep form, with a large clearance for tires, rugged lines, and the iconic 7-slot Jeep one-piece grille, which we have here with the 7 slots and the iconic Jeep 7 slots and the 7-inch headlights, which you'll find on pretty much any Jeep Wrangler, and you'll still find the 7 slots on any Jeep produced today. They have never produced a Jeep without the 7 slots on the front of their vehicle. It all started in World War II with a military-style submission, but now the Jeep brand extends to several different Jeep vehicles. The Wrangler, of course, which has just released the 2018 JL and continues to produce the fan favorite JK, a 2- and 4-door off-road capable vehicle with a removable soft top option or a hard top option that has T-tops. Another vehicle in their lineup is the Jeep Grand Cherokee, a full-size vehicle, SUV, off-road capability, kind of with a luxurious, refined package. The Cherokee, a mid-size SUV with good off-road capability, 4-wheel drive, and a somewhat sporty / luxurious finish. The Compass, which is a compact SUV that is loaded with amenities for a lower price point. And then finally the Renegade, a compact SUV that offers 29 mpg and is a very budget-friendly vehicle without sacrificing quality. As you can see, Jeep offers several different vehicles, extremely capable and very economic to meet a wide variety of customer needs. We discussed a brief history of the Jeep and how it's got its name. We talked about the development of the Jeep Wrangler and some of its models. Finally, we discussed the current Jeep lineup. The Jeep brand has gone through many changes throughout the years of its development, but remains an American icon due to its deep history in World War II. In conclusion, remember that Jeeps you see on the road today, rooted deep in history and stem from the battlefields of World War II. Developed during an urgent need by the U.S. War Department, and the Jeep brand has thrived, remaining a staple of